Welcome back. All right, so as I get prepared to be in Disneyland for about a week, that's happening in a couple weeks' time. Now, I'm going to handle Disneyland differently than I did last time. The last time we went down, there was nowhere without copyright music. Now with YouTube Shorts, I can absolutely take videos wherever. I plan to take videos wherever and upload shorts regularly to this channel while we're in Disneyland. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. Should boost the channel. Should be a lot of fun. Definitely could use that. It's been a long time since we've gone on a trip with the family, so looking forward to that. But what I wanted to talk about today is Netflix. Now, I was reading an article yesterday that I thought kind of hit the nail on the head, because I was going to do this video a couple days ago, and then I read that article and I was like, well, that's kind of how I feel, but I'm going to talk about it from my perspective. So everybody's mad that Warrior Nun got canceled. Now, Warrior Nun Season 2 came out. I intentionally didn't watch it. Why wouldn't I have watched it? I loved the first season of Warrior Nun. I thought it was great. Because Archive 81 exists. Archive 81, a show that I really enjoyed. I watched it at my own pace, and Netflix canceled it. Netflix canceled it because not enough people watched, and people didn't binge watch it. Now, you sign up for a streaming service. You've got this large catalog. And with Netflix, it's a ridiculous catalog. They used to have like a big deal made about shows as they came out, whether it was Orange is the New Black, House of Cards. You know, they're really good shows. And what's happened over the years is they seem to be getting it. I mean, they look cheaper. A lot of the shows look cheaper. And for the high quality ones, they seem to get hidden and buried. And I mean, like, Yvonne and I, we bailed on Emily in Paris during season 2. We didn't like Emily. We liked the other characters just fine. We found Emily insufferable, and so we stopped watching it. But that got us season 3. I've seen people make comments about, well, you know, Love Island's still on TV. Well, Love Island is cheap. It's cheap to make. Reality TV, and I know reality in quotes because it's not real reality. Like when you're watching people on TV and they're getting along great in this controlled environment, there's always the, how's it going to work in the real world? And most often it doesn't, because that's different. And whether you're looking at The Bachelor, whether you're looking at Love Island, Big Brother, Survivor, anytime that a couple gets together or people get along or they don't, you know it's going to be different in real life. And that generally is the case. But what's interesting is that the shows that I find myself watching on Netflix, like right now I'm about halfway through this season of The Circle. The Circle is always entertaining for being kind of a train wreck at times, and just for how it works. It's an interesting show. It's a little different. Of course, we watch the cooking shows. We watch Pressure Cooker. Pressure Cooker was weird. I don't know if they do a season 2 if I'd watch it, but that's the thing. When it's a reality TV show, there's no cliffhanger. When it's a reality TV show, there's a winner, and then it's over. So if they don't renew it, it doesn't matter. Whereas a lot of these Netflix shows, because they're serial shows where it's, you know, 10 episodes, one into the next, into the next, into the next, progressing this big storyline, and there's this big cliffhanger, and then it's never resolved, right? And that's where I'm at now with Netflix. A new show comes out. Cool. I'm not watching it until I know whether or not it's going to be renewed for another season. So I haven't heard officially whether or not Wednesday's been renewed. Why would I watch it? I don't want to get into a show. I thought it was interesting. I read a quote that was somebody saying they feel like Netflix has stolen their time because they've invested their time in a show that Netflix may have had absolutely zero intention of renewing. They don't give these guys a movie to wrap things up. They don't tell them, hey, we'll give you another season. You know, we'll give you 6 episodes to wrap things up. And it's very heavy-handed. I've also seen the comment of, well, this is how TV's always worked. But this was not supposed to be like TV. The way that Netflix is marketed is, at your leisure, you watch your show, whatever you want to watch. Well, now you're being told, if you like a show, you'd better watch the entire thing in about 24 hours, or we're going to decide to cancel it. This show had better be the biggest hit on the platform for at least a couple of weeks, or we're just going to cancel it. And it creates this unrealistic narrative. A lot of the shows that are beloved now from the 80s and from the 90s, they weren't #1 shows. They may not have even been top 10. but they had a really good core audience that loved it, which is what we're seeing with Warrior Nun. There are people that are desperately trying to save that show. And it is a good quality show, but once Netflix has made that decision, it's probably it. I would love to see them rescind and say, okay, we'll bring back Warrior Nun for one final season. But I don't know that I trust that to happen. And yes, the crappy shows will keep getting more and more renewals because A, they're cheaper, and B, you're not going to have the cliffhanger endings. They can show them in whatever order. That's always been the network style, and I think Netflix is following some of that same thing. It gets frustrating to me. This is why I end up just sitting and watching The Office. Now on Prime Video, I'm watching The Peripheral. The Peripheral does get better as it goes along. The Peripheral, the first episode, I was kind of like, I don't know. But it does seem to be getting better as it goes along. I'm not picking up a lot of plot holes and a lot of issues with whether or not it makes any sense. There are some minor things that don't necessarily make sense, but it's because we're not given all the information, which is good. I get tired of shows that tell us everything. There's nothing that's more frustrating than a show that has some sort of a mystery, and then there's this big exposition drop that tells you everything. Like, well, all right. I guess it's not a mystery anymore. I guess I'll still watch this. Why did they do that big exposition dump right? It was more fun when we had all these theories, because the theories are always going to be more interesting than the reality, like Lost. Although the problem, I think, with Lost was the fans figured out where it was headed, so the writers changed the storylines to make sure that the fans were wrong. At least that's how it looked. And that's a problem too. The fans can get ahead of a show and know, okay, well, I know where this is going. But it's pretty obvious, right? And so it can be easy to get ahead of it. So it's not like I'm going to cancel my Netflix or anything, but it's frustrating, you know. And there's so many different platforms. I was even thinking about it like, okay, so people cut the cord with cable and went to streaming because it was cheaper. With the costs now of all these streaming services, plus you still need cable for stuff, I don't know that anything's actually cheaper. Plus the fact that, you know, in the beginning, Netflix kind of had everything there, and now it really doesn't. And Amazon Prime, you have a menu that isn't necessarily the most user-friendly. Apple TV has some good shows, some iffy shows there as well. I do enjoy the morning show, though. We're still in season 1. We haven't finished that yet. Part of the frustration I have is that because I have to spend so much time with the hockey, I don't get to catch up on TV shows. I try to do my best over the summer to catch up, but there's a limited amount I can do. But Netflix makes it easier because I know their shows are probably going to get canceled. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, remember to stay tuned because over the next few weeks, there's going to be a bunch of stuff going up on this channel. Might even be more new stuff on this channel than on the hockey channel. I'm going to be pre-recording videos before we go to California on the hockey channel. And for this channel, I'll be doing shorts while I'm down there using my phone. So thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.